4 in a row, and do you sense that there's some momentum building in that room?
Yes. I think we had great energy all week. Like, you can just kind of feel, sometimes you got to like try to get the energy and the vibes out of the team. And I didn't feel like that at all this week. It's actually cool. I think it was Thursday's practice. Thomas Morstead, who's been a part of a bunch of really good teams in New Orleans, like he knows what that vibe feels like, that energy. And he brought it up to me. He was like, it's just so sick. You feel the whole building just kind of has this confidence. I wouldn't say we're there yet. I would have loved to, be able to finish that drive out and, kneel it out instead of putting our defense back out there. But we're very happy with a win. But definitely, just winning 4 games in a row, it's hard to win in the NFL. So we're definitely excited about that.
You've been saying, George, for a while that the offense has the players, has the talent to be able to lead offense, maybe while the defensive guys get healthy or get more experience. Do you feel you are hitting that level? Is there still a ways to go?
I don't know. I mean, we had 3 drives in the first half. We had 17 points. Did we punt? So, I mean, we're doing good. I'd rather have more touchdowns and field goals, but I do love Eddie. Anytime he's kicking, I'm happy about it. Still a ways to go. I mean, we can always be better. Nothing against the Titans, but, they're not a playoff team, and we have a lot of really tough games, whether it's Monday Night Football at the Colts, a Bears team who's on a roll, Seattle. Like, we have hard games in front of us, and, like, our offense has to execute and score points. And, we did that today for sure, but, we're going to get going against, better defenses. And, again, nothing against the Titans. It's just, when you're playing for the playoffs, like, there's just a little bit more energy out of you.
George, what makes it about this organization and John Lynch? You guys have found a lot of diamonds in the rough, like Eddie Pinheiro, Kendrick Bourne, Keon White, Cleveland Farrell. Like, these guys were on the team to start the season or just joined before. What makes it they can just come in and help out right away?
I think when new guys first step in the door of this building, they kind of like see the standard that we have set, whether it's Fred, whether it's Bosa, me, Christian, Purdy, Trent Williams, and Kyle does a really, really good job of he shows the highlights of the players that have set the standard. And then if you don't match that standard or at least try to match it, you kind of stick out like a sore thumb. And it's not really fun to stick out like a sore thumb in a football building because then you're not in the building very long. And so it just kind of forces guys to, hey, you have to play like this. Otherwise, you're just not going to be here very long. And I think that's really on Kyle and John for bringing in guys who are high character guys that want to work really hard, that, they want to be really good football players. And I think that's what it is.
When Brock takes off on that scramble, is there a part of you that's holding your breath, or are you go for it?
Absolutely not. He's Jesus Christ lizard running on water, just no ball security, fake pitching at the end of a 40-yard run. Absolutely just diabolical behavior by QB1. But I love it. As long as he's running out of bounds, I don't care. Just don't take a hit. I just don't need that in my life.
Since Brandon hasn't been
2 questions. I appreciate it.
Since Brandon hasn't been playing, the decision or the move to put him on left the team reserve wasn't a big deal in the locker room. Is that basically because he hasn't been around, or did it hit you a little bit when a teammate who's been there with you for a while now basically is with a teammate?
Whatever John and Kyle said. I'm going to punt on that question. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to play ball with the guys that are here.
The confidence that you spoke about earlier, does it kind of mask what you guys have lost this season as far as 2 leaders on the defense and having you being out for a good bit of the season? Does it kind of help you now that you're on a 4-game win streak to kind of, we just go out with what we got?
I mean, that's kind of your mindset at all times. That was our mindset last year. We just we just couldn't finish those games. And, when you're missing a lot of guys, whether it's me, whether it's Purdy, Fred, Bosa, whatever it is, you expect guys to step up and, go out there and play regardless of, circumstance. And, I still the reason we have a lot of the confidence that we have right now is because, Mac Jones won 4 or 5 games early in the season that allows us to be at 10 wins. And, when he's out there balling, Kendrick Bourne had 2 games back-to-back, 150 yards. We have guys that are in positions to succeed. And, Kendrick went from 2 games of 150 to 0 targets for the last 3 weeks. And, hey, it is what it is. He's just out there having a great time, encouraging the wide receivers to go make big plays. And that's what this team is. Try not to be selfish. Go out there, play your best ball, and, we'll see what happens.
Brent Jones was inducted into the
So sick.
As a tight end aficionado, are you familiar with his career? Have you talked to him much?
I've had a couple, chances to talk to Brent. Not as much as I'd like to. He could just get, his old ass down here and hang out with us once in a while. No, I'm just ever since college, I learned that, all you ever want to do is leave your jersey in a better place. And everything I've heard about the guy, any highlights that I've seen of him, like, he was an awesome locker room guy, took care of the boys, excelled at his craft, and just loved the game of football. And we always talk about just leaving your jersey in a better place. And, like, he left an impact on this place, an imprint on this place. And it's just an honor to play tight end after a guy like that. That's a great question, Grant. Good for you. I like that. What's up?
I was going to say, how important was it to not treat this game like a trap game and have that mentality to where, despite the record of what they did?
We're fighting for a playoff spot, so, like, if anybody goes out there and is sleepy or not, not thinking that we're going to get a challenge, I don't need them around me. Like, every game from this moment on is a huge game for us, whether it's seeding, whether it's just trying to make it into the playoffs, whatever it is. I want to play games in January, and the only way to do that is to beat every single team. So, like, I think we were pretty hyper-focused. Everyone was feeling good after a bye. No one was, definitely no one was thinking about, it's just the Titans. No one was thinking about that. No, we were very much trying to go out there and play ball.